Let's start by getting centered. All right, so go ahead and sit comfortably wherever you're at. You can be cross-legged. You can have one or both legs forward. You could even lay down or sit in a chair if you wanted to. But let's spend some time going inward to turn off whatever happened today and get into this body a bit more. All right, so closing your eyes. If you are seated, allow the shoulders to relax down your back. And let yourself arrive in your body in this moment as if you were becoming aware of it for the first time today. The points of contact your body makes with the floor, the temperature on the exposed surfaces of your skin, the feeling of clothing on the surface of the skin, aware of the points of contact that your body makes with itself. And aware of sensation inside of your body, just having an umbrella awareness or a broad awareness that there is sensation happening here within. And in some practices, we get into the details of what's going on in there. But for this particular practice, I'm going to ask you just to not have to qualify sensation as good or bad or otherwise, but just know that there is feeling inside of this body. And just as there is breath inside of this body, feeling it move as you breathe. That might be a big movement. It might be a more subtle movement. And you might sense the breath in your chest. You might sense it down in your abdomen or both. And we'll just take a few more conscious breaths into this body here, just helping us ground into present awareness. And then with your next inhale, please take a deeper, fuller breath, bringing your palms together. Honor yourself as you are in this moment, this body, this breath, this energetic state, the state of mind. Allowing this practice that we're stepping into to be in service of all of that. So when you're ready, rub the palms together. Take the heated palms over your eyes, brushing gently over the top of the head and down your neck, bringing yourself back to the space around you. Welcome back. So we're going to begin tonight on our backs. So go ahead and move any props you have off to the side and come to lay down. Just relaxing on down onto your back. And that probably feels good, especially if you've been going all day, just to feel the back ground. And if you haven't done so already, bring your feet flat to the floor and have your heels about hip width apart. Heels stacking underneath the knees, feet about hip width apart, and arms down by your sides. We're going to start with some arm movements. We'll add the hips in just a moment. With your next inhale, go ahead and lift your arms overhead, reaching through the fingertips, knuckles coming to rest on the floor above you. And then exhale, relax your arms back down to your sides. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. And exhale, reach the arms toward the ceiling and back down to your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching up and over. And exhale, releasing down. Now we're going to keep the arms moving. Let's add the hips. Inhale, lift the arms, pick up the hips, press your pelvis toward the ceiling. As you exhale, release the arms and hips down at the same time. Good. Again, inhale, lift the arms and hips, coming into bridge pose. And exhale, release the hips and arms back down. And let's just keep this moving on the flow of your breath. Every inhale lifts you up, and every exhale gently sets you back down. Beginning to warm up the spine, beginning to warm up the legs, the shoulders, the hip flexors. Let's do just a few more, all right? Lifting up, inhale. Lowering down, exhale. Twice more. Good. Now take your time getting there. But as you lift into the pose this time, hips raised, arms overhead, go ahead and stay. Keep pressing the pelvis toward the ceiling and try to steady your breath, meaning to breathe as calmly as you possibly can. Good. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, release the hips, release the arms back down. Good job. So staying on our backs, go ahead and extend your left leg down to the floor and bring your right knee into your chest. And just feel this gentle stretch in the hip here as you do so. And to help emphasize that stretch, I want you to activate your left leg, the one on the floor. So flex the foot and point the toes toward the ceiling. At the same time, you can also flex the right foot. So if you're confused which leg to flex, it's both. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now, holding on to your right knee, the one that's bent into your chest, with your left hand, relax your right arm out to the side, then take a deep breath in. With your exhale, guide the right knee across the body toward the floor on your left side. And then inhale, allow that knee to come back to center. Then exhale again, guide the knee across. And inhale, come back to center. Try to keep the right shoulder or right elbow on the ground. Exhale, take the knee across. Inhale back to center. We're going to do 2 more rounds, all right? Exhale, cross. Inhale back. Good. Let's go across this time. We'll stay for about 3 breaths. Taking the knee as far across as you can. It's okay if it doesn't touch the floor. And at the same time, allow the right shoulder blade and the right elbow, the right arm to hang heavy behind you. Create an anchor point for this twist. Good. And then inhale, carefully unwind. Good job. Let's see what that feels like on the other side. So extending your right leg to the floor. Go ahead and bring your left knee in. Good. And then flex both feet. Turn the right toes toward the ceiling and just feel the stretch here, just like we did before, spending a few moments just seeing what's there for us in the hip flexor. They get so tight. Good, and then preparing for the twist. Your left knee is drawn into the chest. You'll hold on to that knee with the right hand, and then allow the left arm to hang out to the side. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, guide the left knee across the body toward the floor on the right. And then inhale, unwind. And we're going to do that 4 more times. Exhale, take the knee across, twist. Feel that left arm anchor behind you. Inhale, unwind. Let's keep this going 3 more times. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. And twist. Inhale, unwind. And just like on the first side, we're going to hold for several rounds of breath. So exhale, take that left knee across. Think about anchoring your left shoulder or left arm behind you. Breathe. Good. Then inhale, unwind, come back to center. Beautiful. All right. So go ahead and hug both knees into your chest now. And bring the soles of the feet together. Take the knees wide. Now, hand position, you can hold on to the shins, ankles, or some of you might even be able to hold on to the pinky edge of your feet. Make a connection and draw the feet just in toward your groin as best you can. Feeling that stretch in the hips here or wherever you're feeling it. Good. Last breath. And then carefully release the feet. And go ahead and roll to your right side. And let's come on up to table pose, hands and knees. Take your time getting there. But once you are there, make sure your hands are stacking underneath your shoulders and the knees are beneath the hips or slightly further back. Let's move into that child's pose a few times. So inhale, look forward, feel the chest lift. Then exhale, round the back and take the seat to the heels and forehead to the floor. Inhale, rise back up. And exhale, release back. Let's do that a few more times. Coming on up, inhale, hands and knees. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale up to hands and knees. All right, so from here, please extend your right leg out behind you. The leg is about parallel to the floor, and then internally rotate that right leg. So the toes are pointing straight downward. It's tempting to want to lift the leg out high and turn it out laterally. Actually, internally rotate that. Good. Now lift the heel, look forward with your chest, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, bend the right knee, bring it in toward your chest, and then around your back, bring your forehead toward the knee. And then inhale, extend back out again, look forward, lift the heel, then exhale, bring it back on in. Then inhale, extend, then exhale, bring it in. Let's just keep going for a little longer. Inhale, extend, exhale, bend. Warming up the core a little bit here. Bring some more mobility to the spine as well. This is good for your lower back. 3, 2, last one, bring it in. And then extend out and place that knee on down. Now you may just want to sway in the hips from side to side here if that feels okay on your knees. Good. So we have to do the other side. So my joke is whether you like that or not, we have to do the other side. So extend your left leg out behind you. And again, toes pointing toward the ground. There's an internal rotation of that hip. Look forward with your chest. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, bring the left knee into your chest and around the back, forehead toward the knee. Inhale, extend back out. Exhale, bring it back in. And then just keep going. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round the back. Creating strength on the left side. Go for just a few more rounds. Good, last one. Knee to chest, extend out, and then place the knee on down. Again, sway in the hips if you can, or if you want to. And then just go all the way back to child's pose for a moment. And in child's pose, we'll come into what's called active child. So you're going to lift your palms, but keep your fingertips on the floor, like you're clawing the floor. And then walk your fingertips forward 1 or 2 inches until you start to feel an extension through the arms and the sides of the body. Now, once you have that engagement, keep the fingers reaching forward and powerfully sink your hips towards your heels, emphasizing that big stretch from the hips, the lower back, the sides of the body, the arms and shoulders, the wrists, the hands. And take some big, big breaths here. Fill those lungs. Empty those lungs. Good. One more breath. And then relax the palms down. And just for a moment, just feel. Good. All right. Back up to hands and knees. Inhale. Curl the toes under and let's lift into downward facing dog. Good. Now it's the first down dog of the night, so go ahead and walk the dog out. Press a heel to the floor and bend the opposite knee, pedaling the feet. Also feeling length in the spine, the hips reaching toward the ceiling behind you. And continue for just a few more rounds of breath. Good. Last breath. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. And with your exhale, bend your elbows in toward your waist and bring your chest down to the floor and relax your hips back, coming onto your belly. Hands are underneath the shoulders, elbows are bent, and it's tempting to want to splay the elbows out to the side. Think about squeezing them in toward your sides. Good. Now, keeping that engagement, press your pelvis down into the ground. With your next inhale, lift the head, the chest, and your legs off the ground, coming into Locust Pose. Good. Exhale, float back down with control. We're going to do that again. Keep the elbows squeezing in. Inhale, lift, head, chest, and legs. And exhale, float down. Continuing, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Let's do one more. Why not? Lifting up, Locust Pose, head, chest, and legs. And then exhale, relax down, curl the toes under, push up to hands and knees, and then lift the hips into the air, walk the feet forward a few inches, coming into downward facing dog. Good. So in downward facing dog, please lift your right leg high into the air behind you. And then with your exhale, swing or carry step that right foot between the hands. Help it through if you need to. You can pick up the foot and step it forward. Bring the back knee to the ground. And then inhale, extend the arms forward, lift the chest, lift the arms, crescent lunge. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. And let's step back carefully to downward facing dog. Let's do that on the other side. Left leg lifts. And exhale, swing or carry step the left foot forward, help it through. Back knee comes down to the ground and then lift the arms up and back. Good. Exhale, hands back down to the floor. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. And exhale, go ahead and step that foot on through. Back knee down, crescent lunge. Good. And hands down. Take your time, stepping back. When you're ready, left foot lifts and step. Knee down, crescent lunge. Good, hands down, stepping back. We'll do 2 more times on each side. Right leg lifts and step it through. Lift the arms and bring the hands down, stepping back. Left leg lifts. And again, step it through. Back knee down, crescent lunge. One more time on each side, and we're going to add a little bit to it this time. Go ahead and lift the right leg up when you're ready and help it forward. Back knee on the ground. Go ahead and lift the arms up. Inhale. This time, interlace the fingers and bring the hands on top of the front thigh. Good. Now you're feeling the hips sink down and forward here. Nice lunge. Good. Now you can keep your hands here, but if this next part feels a bit unstable, you can always bring your fingertips to the floor, okay? So go ahead and curl the left toes under, the ones behind you, and then focus your eyes to a single non-moving point. Go ahead and lift your back knee, inhale, and then exhale, carefully put the knee back down. That's the hard part. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, place it down. We're gonna do it 3 more times. Inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, bring it down. It's okay to bring your fingertips to the floor here. Lift the knee. Exhale, bring it down. One more time. Lifting the left knee. And place it down. Hands to the floor. Stepping back to downward facing dog. Good job. All right. Balancing out. Doing the other side. Lift the left leg up. And step it forward. Good. Back knee to the floor, crescent lunge again. We'll lift the arms up, inhale. Interlace the fingers and bring them onto the front thigh. Now again, if you need to, you can bring the fingertips down to the floor. Curl the right toes under. And when you're ready, go ahead and lift that right knee up. And then bring it back down. Lift the knee up. And bring it down. 3 more times. Lift. And down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last one. Lift. And bring it on down. Changing things up a bit here. Bring the hands to the floor. This time, step the back foot forward, coming into the standing forward fold. And so just folding over the legs here. Allow the knees to be slightly bent. No locked joints here. You can relax your head, your shoulders, your arms, your neck. Just relax as much as you can. Good. All right. Pressing palms to shins, lift your chest halfway up, looking down at the floor, and then exhale, fold back down. Go ahead and sweep the arms out to the side, the strong back, lift yourself all the way up to standing, and bring your palms to your heart. Beautiful. Take an adjusting breath here. All right. So let's continue to move our bodies, continue to getting into it. We'll just do a forward fold sequence. So bring your palms to your heart. Find your breath. And with your next inhale, sweep the arms down and up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips and swan dive, fold forward and down. Now press palms to shins, come halfway up, inhale. Chest parallel to the ground, and exhale, fold down. Strong back, sweep the arms out to the side and lift all the way up to standing, arms overhead, and palms to the heart. Good, let's do that several more times. Lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale down. Good. Coming all the way up, inhale. Sweep the arms out to the side. Lift. Heart. Sweep down and up, inhale. Exhale, fold it from the hips. Folding down. Halfway rise. And down. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. Palms to heart. This is helping to strengthen that back. Lifting the arms up again. It's okay if you need to bend the knees slightly, but hinge at the hips, fold forward. Halfway up. And down. All the way up. And heart. Let's do one more time, all right? Sweep those arms down and up. And fold. Halfway. And down. All the way up. And heart. Good. So go ahead and take your feet about shoulder width apart, so just a little bit wider than you just had them. And then lift your right arm into the air. I'm kind of off camera there, but we'll see what we can do here. So right arm into the left arm into the air, and then reach up with your right hand and grab hold of the wrist. So whichever side you're doing, grab the wrist and traction it upwards, feeling length on that extended side. And then once you have that length, go ahead and tilt to the side. Good, feeling big length on that extended side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Sorry about that, my camera just cut out. I'm back. Go ahead and come back up, inhale. And exhale, release the arms on down. Feel sensation, especially on that extended side. Good, and then we'll do the other side. So I think I might have messed up with left and right when I was instructing that first side, so just make sure you do the other side. So whatever side you did not extend, reach that other side up. Good, make sure it's the opposite one. And then with the other hand, reach up and grab the wrist and traction it toward the ceiling. Big length here. Good, now once you've established that length, go ahead and tilt to the side. And how far you go is up to you, you know? You don't want to make it too intense, but you do want to feel a stretch here. So breathing into that. Good, one more breath here. And then come back up, inhale. And release. Good, feeling that aliveness on the sides of the body. We're gonna do another exercise. You can stay where you're at. I'm just turning side face so you can see what's happening here. Take your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Now, how far you go with this depends on the access you have in your shoulders. So just go as far as it feels comfortable, but squeeze the shoulder blades together. Begin to lift the arms off the back. Now, bend the knees just a little bit, little slight bend to them, little hop to them, and then hinge at the hips and fold forward, lifting the arms off the back and maybe even overhead. However far you can get them off the back is fine, even if it's just an intention of getting them off the back. You'll still get a good stretch here. And breathe. Good, one more breath. Carefully release the hands down to the floor. Even with the feet a bit wider apart, press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back lift on up. And release the arms on down. Good, all right, great job. So now we'll move through our sun salutations. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat, whichever direction that might be for you, and bring the feet about hip width apart. Bring your palms to your heart. Find your breath, deep breaths in and out. I'll be instructing the flow, of course, with your breath, but if it takes you more than one inhale or more than one exhale to make a move, it's okay. It's okay. Just do your best. Good. So with your next inhale, please sweep your arms down, back, and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and swan dive forward. Press palms to shins, lift halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold down. Please step your right foot way back. Take the back knee to the floor. Let's come into the crescent lunge. Lift your arms up, turn the chest toward the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come down onto hands and knees. And then exhale, go ahead and bring your chest down to the floor, releasing the hips back. Good, we're gonna come into locust pose next. So ground the pelvis, squeeze the elbows in toward your side, lift the head, chest, and legs, inhale. And then exhale, float back down, curl the toes under, push up to hands and knees, and back to downward facing dog. All right, so from here, lift your right leg up and step that right foot through. Help it forward, bringing the back knee down to the ground. And you guessed it, crescent lunge. Let's lift on up. And then exhale, bring the hands down, step the left foot forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. And exhale, release. Sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back lift all the way up, reach up. And palms to the heart. Good, and we're just gonna keep this energy moving. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, halfway up. And as you fold down this time, please step your left foot way back. Left foot back, knee to the ground, crescent lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then bring the hands down. Please step back to downward facing dog. Good, inhale, floating down onto hands and knees. Exhale, bring the chest down to the floor. Release the hips. Ground the pelvis. Lift into locust pose, head, chest, and legs. Exhale, release down. Curl the toes under, push up, and back, downward facing dog. So this time the left leg lifts, and exhale, step that left foot forward, help it through, and then bring the back knee down. Crescent lunge, inhale, lift on up. And exhale, hands to the floor, step the right foot forward, palms to shins, halfway up, and exhale on down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And again, palms to heart. Moving through it again, inhale, lift up, fold, palms to shins, halfway, and down, right foot steps back, knee to the floor, crescent lunge, lift the arms up and back. Exhale, hands down, carefully stepping back to downward facing dog, hands and knees with your inhale, chest press, bringing the heart to the floor, release the hips. Good, locust pose, rise, inhale. And float down. Curl the toes under, pushing up and back. Good, it's the right foot that lifts this time, inhale. Exhale, step that right foot forward, help it through. Back knee to the ground, crescent lunge. And exhale, hands down, step forward. Palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side, strong back lift all the way up. And palms to the heart. We're just going to keep it on going. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. And fold. Halfway. Left foot. Knee down. Lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog, stepping back. Hands and knees. Chest press. Release. Locust rise, head, chest, legs, inhale. Exhale down, pushing up to hands and knees. And again, back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts and step it through. Back knee down, crescent lunge. Exhale, fold and step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up, inhale. This time, exhale, just fold forward immediately. Palms to shins. And down, step the right foot back. Knee to the floor, crescent lunge. Downward facing dog, take your time. And then we'll come down onto hands and knees. Do a little chest press, bringing the heart down. Locust rise, head, chest, legs lift. Exhale, float down, push up, and back, downward facing dog. The right leg lifts this time. Step it through. Back knee down, come on up, crescent lunge. Good, hands down, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. Last time, fold forward, exhale. Halfway. And down, step the left foot back. Knee to the ground, crescent lunge. Good, downward facing dog. Hands and knees. Exhale, chest press, coming down. Locust rise, head, chest, and legs. And release, curl the toes under, push up and back. Left leg lifts and step it through. Back knee to the floor, crescent lunge. Good, exhale, fold and step forward. Palms to shins. And exhale down. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And this time, palms to your heart. Good, take an adjusting breath here, feeling sensation, your breath rate, your heart rate. Anything that might be going on in your mind. It's not just the feeling that we have, it's the story we tell ourselves about it. The good news is we have control over that story. All right. So from where you're at right now, let's come into a wide leg stance. Nice and wide apart. The feet are parallel, so the toes are pointing directly forward. And it's better for the feet to be pigeon toeing slightly than to be splaying out to the side. This will give you more access to the backs of your legs and to your lower back as well. Okay. Now we're going to start with a forward fold. It's very similar to one that we did earlier. So you know what's happening behind your back here, I'll tell you. You're going to take your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together again. Begin to lift the hands or arms off your back. Now, just like when we have the legs closer together, bend the knees just slightly. Make sure they're not locked. And then hinge at the hips and fold down, taking the arms as far off the back, maybe even overhead. And breathe. Good, one more breath here. Staying in the fold, release the hands, bringing them down toward the floor. And then bring yourself up halfway. And you might be on your fingertips, you might be on your palms. And then bring your hands onto your shins, chest parallel to the floor here. Good, now take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend both knees, sink the hips down. Try to keep the chest and your hips on the same flat plane or level plane. Knees are bending. You're holding onto your shins or ankles. And hopefully you're breathing. It does help. Just bring that in if you find you're stopped. Focus your eyes to a single point on the floor beneath you. And just breathe with that point. The mind will make up a lot of stories, as I talked about earlier, about why you should run from this pose, but the mind gives up long before the body does. So we're just going to stay for a little bit longer. Just stare at that point for a little bit longer and breathe with that point for a little bit longer. Keep the hips sinking. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs. You can hang forward for just a moment. Take a deep breath now. Good, all right. So from here, go ahead and sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up and release the arms down. Okay, so we are very warmed up to do a nice triangle pose. So keep your right foot, excuse me, keep your right foot exactly where it's at, then turn your left toes toward the narrow side of your mat. I don't know if that's forward or backwards for you, but that's where it's at. Good, and then you're gonna take your arms out to the side, parallel to the legs. Good, now that's gonna be tempting to lock this front knee, so bring a little bit of give to it, just a bit of a hinge. And then reach the left arm forward and then come back up. We're moving dynamically. It's good to let the body know where we're going. Reach forward and then come back up. Reach forward and up, and this time we'll move a bit further. So reach as far forward as you can. Place the left hand down onto the left shin. The right arm, you're going to drop down, sweep forward, and then rotate into the sky, pointing toward the ceiling. And you might even be able to look up with your chin. If that's too straining on your neck, it's okay to look forward. Just make sure that the head isn't lagging or sagging. You want to keep it in line with the spine. And breathe. Now, it's tempting to think about only your right shoulder being drawn back here, but also think about the right hip being drawn back a little bit as well. A teacher of mine once said, when you're in this pose, it's like you're trying to fit between two narrow pieces of glass, which might be claustrophobic for some of us, but it's this idea that we're trying to create a flatness through the body or stacking the joints as much as possible. So let's stay for just a couple more breaths. And then think about your right hand, the one in the air. Imagine you're holding onto somebody's hand and imagine they're pulling you back up. Good. See how imagination helps? That's amazing. Now we get to see how that feels as we practice on the other side. So go ahead and turn the left toes to be parallel to the right, and then turn the right foot to the other side of your mat. Okay. So arms come out to the side again. Again, we'll move in and out of this kind of gliding motion a few times. So go ahead and reach forward and then come back up. Exhale, reach. Softness to that front knee and then come back up. Reach and up. This time we'll move a bit further, all right? Reach as far forward as you can. Bring that right hand down onto the shin. Drop the left arm down, reach it forward, and then sweep it back up into the air, looking up if you can. Again, if you can't, it's okay to look forward, but just make sure the head is in line with the spine. That you're not just dropping the head here. You want to keep it activated. And we're breathing. And we're drawing that left shoulder back. We're also thinking about drawing the left hip back slightly here as well. There's an engagement of the core. Again, this idea of fitting between two planes of glass. Just a couple more breaths. Become aware of your left hand. Imagine you're holding on to somebody else's hand and imagine that they're pulling you up. And relax that arm. Good. Turn the feet parallel again. After doing poses like that, I do like to come into a symmetrical posture. And so since we're already prepped for it, have both feet pointing forward. We'll just come back into our forward fold that we did earlier. So just hinge at the hips, soft knees, and fold down. Good. All right. Strong back. Come back up. All right, so whichever direction is the front of your mat, go ahead and turn your feet that way and step forward. Just as a transition, hinge at the hips, fold down over the straight legs. Maybe palms to shins one time. It's always good to bring some extension to the spine. Then exhale, fold down, and be careful as you step back to downward facing dog. Good, and then from here, float down onto hands and knees. And let's come into child's pose, releasing the feet, sinking back. All right. Deep breath in and out. And then come back up. And go ahead and roll over onto your back. We have a couple more postures to do. Come into lay down. And just like at the beginning of class when we laid down for the first time, this might feel good. We've done a lot of work for our lower backs tonight. So I'm pretty sure this feels pretty good. But we want to do a couple of things just to make sure that we've counterposed some of the work we've done. So bring the feet flat to the floor again, heels underneath the knees, about hip width apart. And you can keep your arms down by your sides this time, but we're going to come into bridge pose one more time. So with your inhale, pick up the hips, reach the pelvis toward the ceiling. And we're just going to go ahead and stay for about 5 deep breaths. This is when you realize that I breathe slower than you. Let's stay for one breath. Press up as high as you can, inhale. And exhale, carefully release the hips on down. Beautiful. Now walk your feet about 6 inches away from your hips now. So away from you, further forward, and take your feet as wide apart as your yoga mat. Some of you know this one. Your arms can rest out to the sides. With an inhale, you're going to drop the knees to the right. Exhale, ground the lower back to the floor and bring the knees back to center. And then inhale, take the knees to the left. Then exhale, ground the lower back again, bring the knees back to center, and then inhale right. And we're just going to continue this windshield wipering of the knees here. Inhaling to a side, exhaling to center, keeping the feet mat width apart here. That's going to do more for your lower back. Feet as wide apart as your mat. Inhaling to a side and exhaling to center. Now, if you want to here, if you feel like your neck needs a little bit of attention, you can turn the chin away from the knees. Inhaling to a side, exhaling back to center. Now take your time getting there, but as your knees go to the right this time, keep them there. And again, your chin can turn to the left, but just rest in this posture. All right, take your time, but switch sides. Take the knees to the left, and if you want to, the chin to the right. Good. All right, go ahead and bring the knees back to center and hug them in. Now we'll give you an option here. You can stay right here if you'd like to, if this is feeling really good for you. If you liked butterfly, what we did at the beginning of class, you can do that, where we bring the soles of the feet together and hold on to the shins, ankles, or the pinky edge of the feet, drawing the feet in toward the body. So either this butterfly pose, or you can just hug your knees into your chest. Pick your practice, choose your own adventure. Good, all right. So as you feel complete in this pose, take your time, but go ahead and release, extending your legs down to the floor, and take a few moments to make yourself comfortable here, resting on your back. And just to name a little bit of the alignment for this pose, it's not just simply laying on your back, there's a little bit of a science to it. Have your heels as wide apart as your yoga mat, or maybe even slightly wider if you're taller, and allow the toes to flap out to the sides. This allows your hips to completely relax. Now, for your arms, shrug your shoulders under, your shoulder blades kind of knitting toward one another just slightly so that the shoulder blades are flat on the floor. And then allow your arms to just relax out to the sides, your wrists about a foot away from your hips, palms face up. And this allows your shoulders to completely relax. Your head is balanced in center. Allow there to be space between the rows of teeth, and the mouth can be closed or open. Relax any squinting of your eyes. And relax any constriction of your forehead. Now, some deeper awarenesses. Allow your throat to be relaxed. No constriction there. Allow any gripping of your abdomen to relax. No clenching there. Same with any clenching or gripping you feel in the muscles of your pelvis. Soften that region. And lastly, relax any effort you sense around your breath, allowing it to be natural, not forcing the inhale and not forcing the exhale. A natural, easy breath. And anytime any of this effort returns, relax. peace, peace, peace. So go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath, please. Begin to make some gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. And when you're ready, carefully roll to your right side. And coming on up to a seat as you feel complete here. So once you're sitting, go ahead and bring your palms to your heart. Lower the chin. And just honor yourself for all this work you've done here tonight. Gratitude for the effort that you put forth. May that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until we meet again, namaste.